welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. We're back in Hades Gamma. We're on the planet Cleansall this time. We're here because Helena Blake, whom we met on the Citadel, asked us to come here. She has a couple of former associates, crime bosses now, that she thinks need to be dealt with. One of them happens to be here. She told us she paid really well, but we don't really care about that. And of course, there's going to be some experience here. And it's not that important, but you know, the real reason we wanted to come here is that she told us that these guys were associated with the slavering industry. So, of course, we perked right up. We're happy to deal with anybody who's getting tied up with that. So, yeah. I'm looking at this satellite while I'm chatting here, and I'm wondering now. I know the developers use NASA images. Is it possible that that pattern of lines, is that from Europa? I don't know. It'd be pretty neat if it is. Wouldn't be surprised either. So, anyway, so a couple of notes real quick. Yeah, my voice is going to be a little hoarse and cracked throughout this, and that's because, I mean, my day job doesn't really require that much talking, but this past week I was teaching a class. I was talking nonstop, so really happy that's over, but I'm a little hoarse and still recovering, so bear with me. Also, last episode, I've been keeping track of when the NPCs ball up their fist and slap their hand with it. I just think that's a funny thing to watch, and almost everybody does it, and it's exactly the same motion and everything. I mean, it's because it's efficient that way, right? When you're developing a game. But I'm just curious how many of them are there in the game, and I kind of missed one. Emily Wong does it, and so happy that my friend caught that for me, and so the actual count is 11. So, not that that's important. Let's make sure that we're leveled up. Looks like we are, and it looks like we're really close to the next level, so deal with that shortly. Also, mercifully, this planet doesn't require a whole lot of driving. Most of the stuff is right here, but there's also an ore right here. We'll probably level up right there, in fact, so let's get to it. Successfully surveyed a large deposit of beryllium, and you leveled up. How nice. Okay, so I don't have to put any more points in charm. The game's going to give us that 10th point. That's all we're going to need. Singularity, of course. More cooldown with Caden. And how about another round of shotguns with Rex? I mean, we've got him in Inspector Master gear, but some more damage and more accuracy can't hurt at all. Especially where we're going. Alright, so we're headed now to here. If you look at the map, it kind of suggests there's 3 items here. 2 anomalies and a crash escape pod. But it's just 2 items, and in fact this crash escape pod is what this X is over here, and it's not something you can even hack into, so my guess is the contents here are what came out of the pod. We'll see what that is shortly. Alright, you can actually see the hideout over here. They're stretching and getting ready, but looks like a couple snipers in towers and 3 on the ground. So, and also I think that if you stay too close to the edge, they will actually, for too long, they will actually see you. And those snipers can assassinate you, yes, all the way up here, so don't dally too long here. We found a mummified Solarian. This dead traveler had a League of One medallion. Where he found it and what he was trying to do with it is unclear. I mean, what does one do with a medallion? Why would you study that, I wonder? I mean, I assume it's not just jewelry, right? It's going to be some sort of adornment, though. Something you would pin up on something, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, some debris over here. The debris is a crashed probe we can salvage. nothing I care about there. Alright, so the hideout is right due north of here, which is right through there. Let's actually jump back out. Make sure we got our guns ready. We're using the right ones, looks like we are. Save would be a good idea as well. Died from the fall, how nice. Can I lift both of you at once? Any chance of that? Yes. That wasn't too bad. Any gifts? No. Actually don't need to work at the Mako, but since we're already there, let's grab it.
I'm on my way.
Alright. Merc fights on Insanity can be a little tough, so let's save again. I think there's a couple that will rush us here.
Finally, some action.
Damn, these guys are tough.
Go, go, go!
Nice one, Rex. Keeping that guy down for us. Alright. Sabotage.
Locked and loaded. I'm on. I will destroy you.
Another lift for you and a little warp tube. You want to help out here? Sabotage might help.
I will destroy you!
Bring it on.
I will destroy you!
Nice job. Lots more of that.
Something's in the way. Hold the line.
Warp, definitely. if Caden's not coming over, at least he can do his lift.
Go, go, go!
Thank you. Helena was right. These guys had quite the operation going, but that's all going to change. One down, just one more to go. I don't know why we think it's quite the operation, except that they were well armed, and there were a number of them, I guess. Oh, Shredder 6. Very nice. I don't care about that. But I do want that Shredder 6. 5% damage never goes to waste. Some decent shotguns. I actually, when I changed Rex's shotgun to the Spectre Master, I gave Tali his old one, which I think was also a Tornado 6, so pretty good in shotguns now. And the last thing here is platinum. Alright, very, very good. Alright, so that should finish this planet and also give us an update here. Yeah, so we've been in the DIS system. We're going to be going to Gemini Sigma at some point, so we'll get the other crime lord then. We've killed the first, now eliminate the second. Alright, happy to do that, of course. And nothing else to pick up here, so let's head back. Alright, we still don't have the tier 3 licenses, so I'm not going to go down to the store. But we do have... I'm going to go ahead and move on to Artemis Tau, because I think I have 3 assignments there. This is the one, find the Artisoni. Her last known location was somewhere in Artemis Tau, so we'll go find her there. Also, on Noveria you found something interesting in Tartakovsky's personal log files. He mentioned increased mercenary activity in the Artemis Tau cluster, specifically Macedon. And then, missing Marines. Admiral Kahoku has asked you to find a missing recon team in the Sparta system. All contact with the team was lost shortly after they were sent to investigate suspicious activity in the area, and they are in Artemis Tau also. So, lots of work to do here, so let's go ahead and get started on that. And Artemis Tau is a single hop away. And since it's pointing to Sparta, let's go ahead and start there. Alright, we're in Sparta now. Oh, I just saw a glimmer. I was looking for one. Asteroid cluster. A collection of siliceous. I don't know how to pronounce that. Loosely bound together by gravity. While scanning the asteroid field in the Sparta system, he found signs of habitation. A recon team was sent to investigate one of the larger asteroids. The rock had a small functioning biodome, but no sign of anyone still living there. There was, however, a data console with an intact Prothean data disk inside. So it was either Protheans that used this thing, or somebody was collecting them and left behind. Don't know which. Alright, so we'll start here. Tremonre. Tremonre is a dwarf planet composed of light magnesium silicates with deposits of aluminum. Its surface is covered by wide swaths of ancient dark basaltic lava, possibly indicating the world was created through an impact with some other body in the system. Tremonre's magnetic field is non-existent. This makes it impossible for ships to dump drive charge from orbit. That said, Tremonre's minuscule gravity allows even cruiser-sized vessels to land safely for direct grounding. Okay. Edalus, that's where we're going. We'll Altair. Altair is an unusually large terrestrial world with a trace atmosphere of methane and ammonia. The surface is frozen and mainly composed of sandstone and other sedimentary rocks with the deposits of iron and chlorides. Judging by the sedimentary composition of the crust, it appears that Altair once possessed an atmosphere thick enough to support some form of liquid. What cataclysm stripped the atmosphere and left the planet to freeze is not currently known. Here again we have mystery. It seems to suggest a gigantic cataclysm of some kind in the past. Very cool. Ontomalka. Ontomalka is a large hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and sulfur in the atmosphere. Its massive gravity well tugs many asteroids from the outer belt inwards, past the orbit of Altair and Daedalus, and eventually settle into the inner belt. Ontomalka's orbit is congested with hundreds of captured moons. Most last only a few thousand years before being ejected, dragged down into the atmosphere, or ripped apart by tidal forces and added to the gas giant's immense rings. Attempting to navigate this chaotic environment is hazardous at best. Ships without military-grade kinetic barriers are likely to suffer catastrophic impacts. Luckily we're not going there, although we are going to find a large concentration of hydrogen here. Yet again, gas giant with hydrogen. Alsages. Small distant Alsages is a small terrestrial with trace atmosphere of methane and argon. The surface is composed of water, ice, and calcium with occasional deposits of light metals. During the Alliance's pirate suppression campaign in the 2160s, the Batarian Iluum Ranpera was caught with his frigate Tonaran grounded on Alsages for dry discharge. When challenged by the cruiser Hyderabad, Ranpera refused to surrender. The Tonaran was destroyed attempting to take off. The debris is strewn across the southern hemisphere. Can we go down there and get a souvenir? Just to add to my collection. Scans from orbit have detected a small deposit of plutonium. Alright. That leaves us with Daedalus.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Daedalus is a terrestrial planet with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Daedalus's surface is covered by wide deserts of silicate sand, with only a few areas of igneous rock highlands to break the abrasive, dust-choked wind. Daedalus's orbit is congested with debris thrown inward by the gravity of the gas giant Ontomalka. Due to a high rate of meteor impacts, exploration is highly dangerous. Yeah, so what the heck were people doing here? Alright, so yeah, let's start to break up the team a little bit. I don't really want Team Sniper. You know what? It's time to see Tali stretch her legs a little bit. Could use a shotgun on this mission. Yeah. These asteroids coming down. Oddly dangerous doesn't even begin to describe this place, so we won't dally here too long. Alright, so let's level everybody up. Ashley. You know what? Yeah, let's just complete the defensive prowess she has there. Yeah, alright, so Tali's a fellow engineer, and obviously I wanted electronics early on just in case because I knew it was going to take me a while to get there, but we really don't need that from her. Really, when I'm an engineer, and I don't really run with Tali for the tech skills, I run for her shotgun, so let's go ahead and just boost that all the way up. Alright, so we're done with that, and now we can spread the points out elsewhere. Alright, so Garrus is doing damping, and I'm going to be doing damping soon. I'm doing the hacking. I do like the cooldown improvements with hacking. Might as well finish up decryption sabotage. So now, alright, damage reduction. It's hard to find armor for her, so let's go ahead and give her 8% damage reduction. And then 150 shields. Yeah, why not? Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, so here's where the automated distress beacon's coming from. There's an anomaly and some debris here too, so let's check this out first. So we've got a grizzly and a beacon and a whole bunch of bodies that don't look alien to me. Alright, plus, yeah, we know what we're looking at here, right? This is a thresher nest, so what the heck are these people? Were they killed by the thresher? I'm guessing they were. Actually, you know what? I want you in your sniper rifle now. Yeah, nice. And let's just make sure Tali is using... She doesn't have any improvement. Yeah, the Tornado 6 will right enough for her. Nothing that can give her there. Shredders, sure. Ash has nothing there. And Shredder again, why not? Quick save. Let's see what's going on over here. Indeed. Alright, Tali, how about some carnage? Uh-oh. Ashley's causing splash damage. At least I won't take any more damage. Hey Tali, pretty good trick. She was pretty perky for someone so poisoned. Alright, let's see what's happening here. Alliance Marines.
Alliance soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
These are Admiral Kahoku's men. We need to tell him what happened here.
Indeed, that is what happened here. Alright. We found the dead bodies of men who served under Admiral Kahoku. Returned to the Citadel Tower and informed the Admiral of their fate. Yeah, and this is another thing that annoys me a bit, is that this distress signal, you can't turn it off. I mean, we killed the Thresher, so it's not so unsafe, but still. Alright, and let's go ahead and, I think I've got an upgraded, because I've got a first aid interface 3 for her. Not a big improvement, but hey, she'll appreciate that, I'm sure. Alright, so now we'll just go and collect the rest of the stuff. I don't think there's any other enemies here. We seem to be in a region of the galaxy where there's a lot of mummified Solarians. What's up with this one? You found Captain Mylon's identification tag. How it ended up here is impossible to know for sure. So this is one of the Solarian ID tags. I think there are a complete total of 4 in the whole galaxy. Alright, that debris is next. Crash probe that requires master electronics, so let's just do that. And that's what I'm going to need, although I'm happy to get that kinetic buffer. Oh, and I can see an ore on the cusp of the radar. Lithium. Alright, we can see another grizzly. This one's got smoke coming out of it. If we look over there, there's actually another deposit right there. So, either grizzlies burn for a really long time, or this is recent. I mean, Kahoku told us that his team had dropped out of contact within the past week. So that suggests that this thing is probably at least correlated in time with that event. The question is this Kahoku's grizzly? I would be curious as to why it's so far removed. We're down here. The Thresher nest is up here where we found all the men. So I don't think that this is actually associated. I don't think this is Kahoku's. I think this is someone else's. And I've kind of given a lot of thought to this, and I basically haven't changed my position since Anya's playthrough. I still think that thing is associated with the team that actually planted the tracking, the distress signal. It's kind of like to basically really solidify, bury the secret, in a sense of who might be behind that whole thing. So that's pretty dark, it seems to me, if I'm right about that. This is a pile of palladium. And there's one more ore that's like on this hill over here. I've moved a bit Mako just because there's a kind of a fun thing you can do here. Maybe not fun, but something that ends up being unique, I think. Let me get this situated just right. Okay. So if you look over that way, you can see the beacon we have for the palladium deposit, I think. That, you can just barely see the white brightness of that lithium deposit. And then, of course, this polonium. And I think we can arrange it so that, yeah, all three can be seen in the same screenshot. Just barely, but and I think that may be the only place in the whole game where you can see all three ores in the same screenshot. So, not important, just kind of neat. Alright, we're done here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get ourselves positioned for the next assignment, and we'll cut the episode off there. Sparta, we're done with. Now we're moving on to Macedon. This should be the mercenary assignment. Alright, Sharjila is where we're actually going. Porolon is an enormous terrestrial planet, half again the size of Earth. Despite its thick atmosphere, the weak output of the red dwarf Macedon leaves its surface biting cold. The crust is mainly composed of silica, but significant deposits of iron and other industrial metals are present. These lodes may prove rich enough to be profitably mined despite the heavy gravity. Alright, I would say it's more than a little biting cold. You were scanning the planet, Porolon, when a strange signal came from orbit. Navigator Presley determined the signal was from an ancient beacon. Your salvage team brought the beacon aboard and found one of Matriarch Dilanagas in its storage compartment. It's cool that beacons have storage compartments. Like, I mean, what else? I don't know what else you would put in one of those. Patavig. Pativig is the second of the Macedon's system's giant terrestrial planets, and by far the more interesting. Most of the surface is covered by a vast sea of liquid ammonia, in which a unique aquatic ammonia-based biosphere has developed. While the frozen continents are largely bereft of life, a rich bounty of complex organisms, many larger than a human, flourish in the chilly, toxic seas. While dreadfully inhospitable to humans, Pativig is suitable for colonization by the Volus. Negotiations between the Systems Alliance and the Volus patrons, the Turian hierarchy, have made good progress. So, I'm trying to remember now, did I remember talking about the Volus in their pressure suits? Yeah, so you can get a kind of a feel for how much pressure there was. Apparently they also like really cold temperatures, though I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. And I may have gone the wrong way. I may have said that they like it hot. Forgive me if I did say that. Oh, there is a glimmer here. A metal-rich asteroid. While scanning the asteroid field in the Artemis Tau cluster, you detected a large deposit of titanium. I guess they weren't sure which system that was going to go in, so... Fargalus. Fargalus is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with an abundance of airborne hydrocarbons. Scans from orbit have detected a large concentration of xenon. Now that's something interesting to find in a gas giant, I think. Alright, so let us position ourselves here. Alright, so we have a level 1 pressure hazard here. Sharjila has a very dense atmosphere of ammonia and oxygen. Its temperate surface is mainly composed of alumina with deposits of sulfur. Convoys in the system have recently logged a number of unregistered vessels operating nearby. Yeah, this must be the mercenary activity that is relating to this here. Sharjila has an extensive silicon-based oxygen-breathing ecology. Heavily populated areas are covered with fine silica dust, the respiratory byproduct of the world's higher animal forms. High-speed surface winds, often laden with abrasive silica dust, present a hazard. In areas where the wind deposits a great deal of silica, footing can be treacherous. EVAs are discouraged. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, these places where we're finding these, crime bosses and mercenaries, they're picking planets that are not pleasant, but that kind of makes sense, right? Because they would be less likely to be, chased after, broken up and all that, so... Alright, and yeah, I kind of need a biotic team again, so... sorry. Alright, so yeah, we're going to have some fun here. Defer that to the next episode. Alright, we will continue the story from right here next time.